talking for days about the speed that they play, but when you see it in person,
yeah, it took us a while to get you. I think we finally figured it out, but in the beginning, man, they had us kind of in the blender a little bit, and we did get adjusted to it, made some adjustments, and settled down a little bit. But and then their shot making was otherworldly, and obviously we're 9 for 38. Elite shot making by them. Give them a ton of credit. I think in the first half we had them in the second percentile of shot quality. Like I don't know what it finished. Like, but we're forcing tough shots. But give them credit. It's the playoffs. Yeah, good point, Joe. Took us a while to figure out their speed.
And then with DeAndre, obviously he took that hard fall. I guess 2 questions on that. What is he okay? And then also, was there an explanation?
Doesn't look good. I don't know. I think what they're. I mean, they reviewed it, right? Yeah. I think, which is I never understood this. I think once you release the ball, like you can basically hit a guy. Like once it's released, like kind of all bets are off. Even on a floater, if you shoot a floater and they hit you, like they don't call that. So that I didn't get an explanation. I just said, well, they reviewed it, so they didn't see a foul. I mean, look, I thought we got hammered 3 times at the JA had that one where he got hammered and did. But the refereeing was fine. They outplayed us. You got to give them credit. Simple as that.
Okay.
You guys didn't shoot the ball well from beyond the arc, obviously.
Yeah.
What did you think of the shot quality that was generated?
Average. I thought they did a good job. We only had 7 turnovers. They just did a good job with their physicality. Their defensive intensity was excellent. It's crazy. I kind of think it was more our offense that hurt us as well. You gave up, whatever, but sometimes your offense affects your defense. So again, I didn't feel like we moved it, sticking. We tried to keep Ty out there to get another ball handler just to relieve the pressure. But our offense wasn't great tonight.
With Darius out, what went into the decision to put Sam in the starting lineup?
Yeah, Sam. I mean, you could argue. Yeah, I mean, Sam creates advantages off the ball, and then obviously good defensive player. Obviously the shooting gives us another shooter, relieves a little pressure off Don. So.
To go back to moving the ball offensively, just what do you think about 30 shot attempts for Donovan tonight? Is that more than you want from him, or
I think he, kind of felt the moment, felt he needed with that, Darius out. But we definitely, and it, not just on him. I thought it was a general. Didn't distribute the ball like we normally, didn't move it like we normally did, and you got to get off the ball. They packed the paint, and I there's going to be a lot of clips where it was a one more pass or a swing pass. We didn't get into any of that, But credit to them for packing the paint. We got to move it better.
Just knowing this group, obviously, the way you do, like what's going to be important in a response in a couple of days here, and how do you think they're going to handle that?
I think we have great leadership that starts there. So we'll bounce back. Got to win 4. And like I said, they played outstanding. Guys are good spirits. We just got to check our health status. That's going to be big. Where are we? Get our recovery. Be ready to go for game 2.
In terms of defending their spacing, whether it's just keeping up with their pace, whether it's anticipation, what was missing?
Like I said, I think it's not only the pace of the speed, how fast they run, but they touch it, they move around, and Tyrese is a master of just he's like a hockey distributor. He just kind of banging it around, and that's hard. They got listen, they're an excellent offensive team, and I think we struggled, not only with their pace but with their ball movement.
Cam.
You mentioned some of those adjustments, right? For you, it felt like in the third quarter, fourth quarter, that's when those momentum swings were happening. So what was kind of the message at halftime, the points of emphasis at the halftime?
Yeah, I'll stay with it. I think, like I said, we kind of knew that they're making tough shots and we're forcing tough shots, and we want our guys to stick with it, and they did. I thought they hung in there. We turned around, made a few adjustments in the third quarter that I think helped our defense. But again, I think it's crazy. I think our offense kind of let us down a little bit, and not just the missed shots. Just could have moved it a little better.
Jason.
Does this hasten the urgency to get Darius back?
I mean, listen, it's when you're dealing with health and I don't know if that context helps, right? Like it is what it is. He's wasn't ready. Well, again, it's a day-to-day thing. We'll check him tomorrow. I know he's desperate to play. We desperate. We need his speed and shot making. I mean, he's an all-star. But we'll check him tomorrow, and I'll check in with him, see where he is.
It's a P Thomas thing at this point.
I mean, yeah, I don't. I'm not sure what the official kind of medical thing. I guess I should know. But I know it's a tough one, especially like I said pregame with the stopping and starting, and he's hurting, and we just gotta see if he can figure it out. If we can figure it out, just get him up going. But we don't want him out there 60%, 50%. Not with the way they're pressuring the ball. It just doesn't make sense. So we obviously need him.
Indiana really seemed to tilt the floor on a lot of their three-point tries to spray to the open man. Just how did you feel that you reacted to that, and just what can you do maybe better going into game two?
Yeah, I mean they sprayed it. We were in our shell. I did, like I said, I don't think our process was bad. It was more getting used to their speed and rhythm and ball movement. I do think we did a better job in that second half of figuring some things out. So we'll put that in our back pocket. Definitely saw some things that can help us going forward. But they sprayed it. They again, I thought Tyrese was elite, kind of controlling the game and spraying out and they had some guys make some big shots for him.
There was a lot of conversation going in about Jarrett and the challenge that he would have defending this team. Just what did you think of him tonight?
Yeah, I thought he was good. We needed his rim rolling and screening offensively, but I thought he did a pretty good job.
Last one.
When you guys have struggled defensively this year, it's been a majority because of overhelping. That was seen a little bit in today's game. How do you prevent that, and how do you slow that down?
Yeah, I mean, we're a rim protection team, right? Paint, rim. That's the highest quality shots. I mean, we'll look at our contests, right? Did we get out quick enough? Were our contests good enough? How many opens ones did they get? We'll look at all that. I mean, that's what the playoffs are about. Does it become a more stay-at-home, series? I liked our game plan going in. Like I said, I think we're caught on our heels. I didn't feel like we had the rhythm of the game. I don't. I'm looking at those 4 days lead up. You question yourself as a coach. We scrimmage more. Did we prepare for the pace correctly? All those things go through your mind. But we got to move forward. Like I said, the positive is I felt like we got accustomed to how they were playing and did a much better job. And we'll figure out the 3-point shooting. But a lot of times, did you contest well enough? That's a big part of 3-point shooting.
You mentioned the health of this team. It looked like Donovan was limping a little bit at the last part of the game. How is he doing, and what is that?
I mean, we'll get the status update tomorrow. I think we had, Dre and a few guys, get banged up, but this playoffs, they were super physical. We just got to get our recovery, get ready for game 2.
Okay, let's go right.
All right, thank